Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's good to be back. As you can see from the background, I'm home. Yes, it's good to be home. I think I was in the hospital about 3 weeks. So this is an update, Myasthenia Gravis part 2. So I'm just going to do an overview and then get us all up to date. So where to begin? So I did a video called ocular myasthenia gravis, which was what I was first diagnosed with. And I think at the end of that video, I said I was experiencing some weakness in my left hand. Nothing major, but it was noticeable. Anyway, things progressed from there, and then I started having weakness in both hands. So I'm right-handed. And the weakness would be like, I'd notice it in my shoulders, my arms. So, if I went like that, my arms would just fall like that. Not too bad now. And also I would have weakness in my wrists, my fingers. So I wouldn't be able to, I couldn't even turn the tap on, couldn't squeeze toothpaste out. Couldn't hold the toothbrush. It was hard to grip anything. There was no strength behind anything I tried to do with my hands. Couldn't hold a knife. I couldn't open bottles. So, it was all very frustrating. My legs. I remember one time I was outside walking and I was in my head, I was thinking, come on, walk fast, but my legs were going, nope. They weren't having none of it. So my brain knew that I wanted to walk fast, but the messages weren't getting to my brain, to my muscles, because that's the problem. You have nerve impulses with the messages from the brain traveling, and then they travel to this place called the neuromuscular junction, where the little muscle receptors are waiting, for the nerves to deliver that message to them. But then you have these uninvited little nasty and rude antibodies that block that message. They're like, no, you're not getting through to the muscles. And in the meantime, the muscles are waiting, they're like, come on. They're waiting, getting frustrated, and then nothing is being done. So there's no instruction going to the muscles to contract or move. So the muscles therefore just wait and wait and wait, and eventually they get tired and they don't know what to do, and so that's what happens. So so I was having all these symptoms, and it was scary. I mean, even when I did a couple of videos of spending time with my family in London, when I got to London, my sister was like saying, how the hell did you get your case down the stairs? How did you get to the coach station? I was like, listen, I was determined. I kept saying to myself, I am going to London. I am going to London. I'm going to, just kept saying, I'm going to London. Even the morning of the trip, I was feeling so weak, but I'm like, I'm going to London. I'm going to London. I'm going. And by the grace of God, I managed to get my case down the stairs and managed to get to town, Piccadilly, Manchester. And then I sat at a bus stop and I waited for like an hour or so. And then I thought, oh, I've got that journey to walk to the coach station. But blessed be the name of Jesus. I made it. It was a struggle, but I made it. And I had a wonderful time in London. Anyway, gets back home, and I think it was a Sunday night or something. I was talking to my cousin, and all of a sudden, my jaw wasn't working and I couldn't pronounce words. It was like, oh, I couldn't pronounce any words. I was like, what the hell? You know what I mean? And even my cousin was like, are you all right? I'm like, but, oh. So I said to her, you know, bye and everything. And I thought, well, all I can do is rest. And my cousin was like saying, you better call the doctor tomorrow and just, you know, see what they say. And so thankfully, I think that the next day was Monday, and I rang up, managed to get an appointment with a doctor, and I told her all my symptoms, that I'd initially been diagnosed with ocular, just affecting the eyes, and that the disease had progressed. And she took down all the details, and then she said, okay, I'll ring you back within the hour. And when she rang me back, she said, okay, I've spoken to your neurologist and we think it's best you go to hospital. There'll be a bed waiting for you there. You know, they probably will start you back on prednisolone. And sometimes when that happens, your symptoms can go worse before they get better. So they just want to keep an eye on you. So that day, you know, so after that, I got everything packed. And thankfully my brother was able to drive me to the hospital. Yeah, he had to walk me in because I couldn't walk in by myself. Every time he left me, you know, if he was going to get something from the car, I was just stood in the same spot because I couldn't lift my legs up. Yeah. So we had face masks on. You have your face mask on when you walk into the hospital. And then he left me at reception because he couldn't go anywhere else in the hospital. And then I had an initial exam by a neurologist. You know, they take bloods, you know, I was telling him about all my symptoms I was going through and everything. And he was saying, well, can you do a breath count? Where I'd take a deep breath in and then I'd count as far as I could go before I needed to take another breath. And yeah, and then I was admitted, and then they did a COVID test. So, you know, they have the like CSI and they stick that thing up your nose. Did that twice. I almost think she hit brain cells because she was going up that high. And then they do it in your mouth and in your groin area. Yeah, and then basically I was kept an eye on. They did introduce prednisolone, yeah, and they would come round and take blood pressure, take your temperature. Yeah, just checking you, keep doing a breath count, checking on me breathing and everything, because I was also having issues with swallowing. The food would just go, I could get the food to the back of my mouth and then it was just like swallowing and swallowing and swallowing and no food was going down. You know, it didn't matter if I was drinking water, it was just like staying there and my tongue wouldn't move. So, you know, like when you're eating sometimes and you have food that sticks at the top of the roof of your mouth and you can get your tongue to just sort of like move it. My tongue wouldn't move. So, yeah, and I thought, oh, so that was tricky, you know, swallowing, because it's something you take for granted, but when you can't do it, you know, it really made me think. It was like, wow, how many things have I just taken for granted? So yeah, they keep an eye on me swallowing. So while I was in the hospital, I would just be eating softer foods like soups and things like that, that, you know, I could mush up easily or mash up easily. Yeah, so basically they just kept an eye on me and they said that they were going to start me on an IVIG treatment. When I first went into the hospital, I was on a ward called ANU. No, EAU. When I first went into, yeah, I was on a ward called EAU. That's an emergency assessment unit. And I was there for about a week or so, and then they moved me onto another ward called ANU, which is acute neuro unit, which is, you know, that I was better placed to be there because that's where all the neurologists were, and they'd be close by. So I was on ANU. Yeah, and basically the doctors had said they were going to start me on an IVIG drip, which I think I said before stands for intravenous immunoglobulin, which is like plasma type thing that is donated by healthy donors, and they extract the plasma from the blood, blah, 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 blah. You can look it up, IVIG. And it's like a drip. So I was given that, and they do it slowly. They give it to you slowly. Yeah, because if they give it to you too fast, all kinds of things can go wrong. But on the third day, I started feeling bad. I mean, I had a headache from hell. I'd never experienced a headache like that, ever. I think it was more like a migraine. It just kept throbbing and throbbing. It would start off slowly throbbing, and then it was like, oh, I was like, oh, I couldn't even open my mouth. It hurt. It hurt, you know, and then started feeling really nauseous, and I started getting chills. I was like, oh, is it me or is it cold in here? Vomiting. I apologise. People are eating. Yeah, and they term that as aseptic meningitis. So they stopped the treatment and gave me like saline flushes, you know, to put back liquids that I'd lost, and then left me for a few days. And then once I was feeling better, they started me back on IVIG, but a different batch. And I was just on that for 2 more days. And yeah, no problems. IVIG is sort of like a quick thing. It takes a few days to get to work, but it's supposed to, you know, react with your symptoms and help you, you know, to feel better a bit quicker. You know, not cure or anything, but give you a bit more energy. And I am feeling a bit more, you know, I'm feeling a bit more, don't know what the word is. We'll stick with yeah, of course, there's still weakness, and I still get tired, you know. But for the most part, yeah, I'm not walking and falling down or anything. But if I overexert myself, then my body will sort of like just stop and go, no, we're not moving. No, we're on strike. Yeah, you know, there were times like I'd have to just crawl on my hands and knees, because the body's just like, no, we're just tired, can't do anything. And I really feel it in the mornings. But thankfully, in coming home, paramedics brought me home, and the hospital allowed me to take a few things home, like a walking frame, which is really helpful. I have like a tray thing on wheels, you know, so instead of me carrying like a bowl of soup or a cup of coffee, I can just put it on this tray and it's got 2 handles, and I can just wheel it around. That's good. I have 2 they give me 2 chairs, one for in the bathroom, so that, you know, instead of standing at the sink, I can sit down and wash my face and brush my teeth and all that. And they've given me one that goes in the kitchen. So when I do get the strength again, I can, you know, sit down. I don't need to be standing up. I can just sit and do what I need to do, which is a great help. And also they've arranged for me to have some carers who come in breakfast, lunch and dinner time, you know, to help me out, help me get dressed in the morning, have a bath, you know, cook food, take rubbish out. So I'm very thankful and grateful and blessed. It's been a journey. There's still a long way to go, but I feel better than I did. So I'm on prednisolone again. So, you know, watch out for moon face and all that. These are the prednisolone tablets. They're like small tablets. Yeah. Prednisolone. These say 1 milligram. The ones I'm on 5, I have 5 little milligram tablets. The hospital gave me 5 milligram tablets, and pretty much like these, but just 5 milligrams. Each tablet consists of 5 milligrams of prednisolone, and I have to take 12 of those. So yeah, 12 times 5 is 60, so that's 60 milligrams that I take. I take them every other day. First time round I was taking them every day, but now it's every other day. So 60 milligrams, that's a very high dose. I think I go up to, and then after a month I think go up to 70 milligrams, a month go up to 80, and then 100. So yeah, but at this moment in time, that's what the doctors say I need. You know, you can't stay on prednisolone for long. I've done a video about taking prednisolone. It works, but it also can leave you messed up. You know, it raises your blood sugar ridiculously high. So when I was in the hospital, they were constantly checking my blood sugar. Because the first time I took it, I was at pre-diabetes' front door. Thankfully, I didn't get full-blown diabetes, but I worked my butt off to pull back from that. So I've got to be very careful, because I'm going to be on even higher doses than I was the first time round. So, you know, just try not to munch on stuff. Well, I won't, because my appetite actually hasn't been much, which is a plus, you know. But yeah, that's it. I hope I've covered everything, you know. Like I said, I'm on the prednisolone, I'm on pyridostigmine, which helps with the muscle weakness. I was on 90 milligrams of that. They reduced that to 60 milligrams, which is just 1 tablet. So yeah, there's the pyridostigmine I'm on, there's the prednisolone I'm on, and they've introduced a brand new medication. Wait for it, which is called azathioprine. Yeah, azathioprine, or another name I think is Imuran. Yeah, and this one, yet again, brings with it its own set of side effects. She gave me sheets on it, and I was like, okay. But apparently, if you're on this one long term, it's not as bad as being on prednisolone long term, but still don't want to be on this one long term. But hey ho, I will do a video about azathioprine, you know, yeah. So I've started taking that. I take 1 tablet at breakfast and then another tablet at dinner time or tea time. So yeah, there's a lot of medications now. I can't believe I got down to taking just a few tablets. Now I'm like rattling. But needs must at this point in time. You know what I mean? There were times in the hospital where I got a little bit down, you know, I had a pity party for myself. But then I had to say, have a word with yourself, love. Come on, Ivy. There are people worse off than you. That's the thing. No matter what I'm going through, I know there's people in the world that are a hell of a lot worse off than me. Yeah? I said this to my niece. Myasthenia gravis is a part of me now. It's a part of my body. But it doesn't define me. Okay? We Campbells, we don't give up. We don't give up. Yeah, we keep going like ever ready batteries. Is it ever ready? Anyway, yeah. But it's a beautiful day today, and I have a new day. It's a new day. I'm thankful, and I'm at home. Yeah. So I think that's about it. Is there anything else I need to say? No. I'm feeling a lot better than I was, which is amazing. Now, hey, listen, come here. Let me say this to you, because I've said it before, but you know, life will beat you to your knees if you let it. It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. Because that's how winning is done. Yes. Keep moving forward. That's what I'm about. Yes, I made it to London. I'm going to make it through this. Hell yes. So if you've liked this video, please subscribe. Please share it. You know, the more people know about myasthenia gravis, the better, really. You know, share it with your friends. You know, please comment. I look forward to any comments. Thumbs up. I can do thumbs up now. Thumbs up. Yeah. It's been good to get back to filming. Yeah, I'm enjoying myself. And yeah, remember, let's smash this life. Thank you for watching. And if I've missed anything out, then, you know, I'll do another update, part 3. But for now, have a blessed Sunday, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.